This is Sylvia, half of Avelicore Adventures, and I'm about to give my very first bookshelf tour. I just spent all day cleaning and organizing, and I wanted to show off, for the first time ever, to the internet, my new shelving system, which I've had for a couple months now, before I begin, some of the shelving is different color because stuff I was using ended up being discontinued. I didn't know that until I was almost done, so some of it is two different colors. Just pretend you don't see it. Okay, I'm going to begin the tour. The top shelf is very high for a short me, and I have to stand on this chair. So let me get the camera set up and I'll see you up there. First off, I'm going to do the top shelf with my manga. I just went through it and kind of organized it differently. I did have it in alphabetical order based on the title, and then I changed it to be more like my other novels and be alphabetized by author's last name. So I'm kind of unfamiliar with it myself since I just did it today. But this first section is manga that I have finished and I have collected so far that I really like. And then over there are manga that I want to read but are ongoing or I haven't had a chance to read them yet. So first I have Full Metal Alchemist. I watched the first rendition before reading the manga, and then I'm pretty sure, and then I read the manga, then I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And next is Vassal Lord. The last 3 volumes are in Japanese because Tokyo Pop went out of business or closed down, and they weren't obviously able to make the last 3 volumes, and I really enjoyed the series, so I wanted to have the whole set. I'm hoping that one day another company will continue on or restart the series. That would be awesome. And then next to that is 2 volumes of Millennium Snow. To my knowledge, that is it to the manga. It's really cute. Next is Fake. Seen the OVA for this before reading, and that was really interesting. It's a boy's love, and so is this. So is Vassal Lord. And next is Chrono Crusades, which is a series I absolutely love. It just has beautiful artwork, and I love the plot line. If you watch the anime, it's nothing like the manga. Please read the manga. It's so much better. And then lastly is Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is like my childhood. Watched the anime first, and I was like, man, I need to read the manga, because I was just learning about manga then. So, got all those, which was a good time. I don't know, it's not really my thing anymore, like fighting and just monotonous stuff, but I like to keep it because it is part of my childhood. I'm having a bit of trouble. My desk that I was using to put the tripod on top of isn't over in this direction, so I'm going to have to just record it by hand, so bear with me, okay? Like I said, over here is the manga that I have yet to start reading, and most of them, except for The Wolf Children, are ongoing, and I'm not sure when they'll end. The Wolf Children, seen the movie, and I really loved it, and I found out it had a nice hardcover edition, so I asked for it for Christmas, and that's what I got. Blue Exorcist, really enjoyed the anime, so I wanted to read the manga, but it's going on forever, so my collecting of it is on hold. And then there's The Betrayal Knows My Name. I really love the anime, and I have not yet to read it, and I love the art style, it's kind of boys love. I don't know if it's technically considered boys love, but there. And then yet again another series that I watched anime first and I really loved it. Kimi to Doke. It was just so cute. And I love Sawako and I can't remember his name. But they were just so cute and I love them and I want to read more about them. So then I have comics because I have nowhere else to put them. They're the Avatar comics. I loved the TV show, and this goes on farther than the TV show, and I'm just excited to read it. But it's still not finished, so I haven't started yet. Now to the part most of you are probably more familiar with, which is my novels. I'm going to end up butchering a lot of names, and I also apologize for the weird camera angle. My tripod is not very tall. So first off is Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. And next, Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Then I have the Hunger Games trilogy. And then I have The Star Won't Go Out, which is not the inspiration, but part of the thing that John Green, because John Green knew Esther Earl for The Fault in Our Stars. Next is Plus One by Elizabeth Fuma. Sorry. And then I have the Hush Hush. I don't know what 4 books are called. By Becca Fitzpatrick. And then I have the Ceaseless trilogy by Abby Glines. And then I have 3 John Green books that I've read so far, which is The Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, and Will Grayson, Will Grayson. My favorite is The Fault in Our Stars, which is the first one I read. And then I have Keeper of the Night by Kimberly Willis Holt. Some of these books, it's been a while, I can't remember the author's name. And then I have, which I just got to open it today, is Sorceress of the Nightwing by Jeffrey Huntington. Next is Pay It Forward by Catherine Ryan Hyde. And then I have, the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy in paperback. And then I have the Immortal Rules trilogy by Julie Kagawa. My mom just woke up. Okay. Anyway. And then I have The Darkness Becomes Her trilogy by Kelly Keaton. And then I have The Silver Kiss, which is the book I mentioned in my introduction as one of the books that got me to read. This is the new cover I got recently. And that's by Annetta Curtis Claus. I can't speak today. And then I have Darkness Before Dawn by J.A. London. And then I have the first 3 books. I have more in my TBR shelf section. The I Am Number 4 series. I have I Am Number 4, Power of 6, and The Rise of 9, and then the omnibuses of the Legacies. I have the Legacies and the Secret Histories. I started reading this when I got really back into reading a couple years ago. I didn't realize it was an ongoing series. So I've had to stop because at some point I was able to keep up with it for a while, and then at some point there was a big delay between me finishing a book and then a book coming out, and I had forgot what happened. There's a lot that happens. There's a lot of point of views and stuff. I can go on and on about it. It's one of my favorite series, and I'm really sad that I don't get to read it yet. On with the tour! Okay, and then I have I Am Legend by Richard Mathewson. That happens, don't worry about that. And then I have Beautiful Disaster and Walking Disaster and Beautiful Wedding. One is in the girl's point of view and then the boy's point of view, and I think that switches. It's a really good series, or I don't know what it is. And then we have, The Host by Stephanie Meyer, which is one of the books that Chelsea and I tried to read together, which did not go very well. She had the paperback book, and I had it on my Kindle, and Chelsea would get like really far ahead of me, and then I would try to catch up. I can't remember who finished first, but it was quite interesting, because that's when we were really starting to become friends. Next is the Twilight series and The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, which I read not too long ago. I thought I would have trouble understanding it because I haven't read Twilight in a long time, but it wasn't that bad. And then there's Me Before You and 1+1 by Jojo Moyes. I really love this. I listened to it on audiobook. I really liked it. This one was okay. I want to read more. And then there's Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. And then I have the Hatchet series. You really can't tell because my horrible camera angle, but they're different sizes. I'm trying to work on that. And then I have The Lost Boy by David Peltzer. And then What Happened to Lanny Graver by Carol Plum Ucci. And then The Beautiful Spines of Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I loved that trilogy. Listened to it on audiobook, and I just love it. I love all these, by the way. And then I have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is my first and only book I read by Rainbow Rowell. I thought I was going to be able to relate to it more, but try not to go into much detail about these books. And of course, Harry Potter. And then I have the Hogwarts Library, which has Quidditch Through the Ages, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and the Tales of Beedle and the Bard. And then there's The Notebook and the Wedding by Nicholas Sparks. So these are only books I've read by Nicholas Sparks. And I don't think most people know that this is a second book to The Notebook. And these new beautiful books is The Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor, which I am currently reading the last book, but I am just loving it so much I had to buy it. And then I have The Blind Faith trilogy by N.R. Walker, which has Through These Eyes and The Blind Side, or Blind Side. Now this is a better level. Ignore these books right here. I'll explain them a little bit later. But this shelf through here is my to be read bookshelf. It's separated into, by my Kindle, ongoing series and then completed books that are either series or just standalones. Then we have, as I already talked earlier, is the number 4 series. I keep up with them because I just can't wait to read them. Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. And then I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And then The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I have The Awakened and the Burned by P.C. Cast and Kristen Cast, which is part of the House of Night series. Then I have Shadow of a Bone by Leia Bardugo. Probably butchered that all to heck. And then I have No Parking at the End of Time by Brian Bliss. I forget which ones these are in the series, but I have City of Lost Souls and City of Heavenly Fire. And I have yet to start this, but I found these for a really good deal, and I have a feeling I'm going to love it, so I went ahead and got it. And by Cassandra Clare, in case you didn't know. And then Crossed, which is part of the Match trilogy, I believe, by Ali Condi. And then I have If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Forman, which my mother gave me after she was done reading. And then I have 2 more John Green books, Abundance of Catherines and Paper Towns, which I plan to read very soon before the movie comes out. And then I have The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, yeah. And then I have Gray by E.L. James, which is the 4th book in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I guess it's not a trilogy anymore. I found out about this book by accident. I was looking for books, and I was on eBay, and I kept seeing this, and I thought maybe it was a hoax. I looked it up, and I had to tell Chelsea. I'm like, Chelsea, did you know about this? Because Chelsea loves 50 Shades of Grey, and she did not know. And we were both very upset. But we got it. And I still haven't read it, but I have it ready. And then I have The Demon Trapper's Daughter by Janet Oliver, and Requiem by Lauren Oliver, and which is like the last or second to last book. My randomness upsets me too, believe me. And then I have Off the Page by Jodie Picoult and Samantha Von Leer. I just found out this has a book before it, which I need to read. And then I have Starters by Lisa Price. Next I have the Divergent trilogy with thing. Anyway, and then I have another book by Rainbow Rowell, which is Eleanor and Park. I heard a lot of good things about it. And then I have a classic, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And then I have Sinner, which is like the last book in the Wolves of Mercy Falls trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater? Sorry. I'm just not very good at pronouncing. And then I got Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter and The Book Thief by Marcus Cusack. It's a lot better when I've heard the names before. Okay, I wasn't going to film this part of my bookshelf because they're not technically mine, I guess, because I'm trying to give them away. But I feel like this site needs all the attention it needs because it's a wonderful website. It's called Bookmooch. I use it a lot, and I introduced it to Chelsea, and she's starting to use it. Basically, you put in what books that you don't want. I always use it to clear out books that I don't want anymore, or if my mom gives me a book, she never keeps hers. And basically, you put it up there, and people have a list of things that they want, or they can just look, and they request a book, and you send it to them. You pay for the shipping, which is usually not more than $3 if you use a media mail. And you get a point, and you can request a book, and it won't cost you anything. So basically, you're just paying for shipping to send a book out to somebody. And then in return, they pay for the shipping to your book. So I think it's a really good website. I've got a couple books from there. And I'm working on, I have a wish list, but I have a very high level of criteria that needs to be met for me to accept the books I need. So these are all the books I have on Bookmooch right now. A lot of these are from my grandma who passed away, and we wanted to give them a good place. I mean, we wanted to give them a new purpose, someone who would love to enjoy to read them. I love this Daniel Steele. My grandma loved Daniel Steele. And some of the other books are from my mom. Most of those are gone. And if I see a book that I think looks good or is popular, I try to get it if it's cheap. But I've had these two forever because nobody wants them. But please visit the website. I'm not getting paid to say this. It's just a wonderful website for book lovers. Alright, that concludes my bookshelf tour. I hope you had a fun time. And I really apologize for the horrible camera angles. I really need to get a better tripod. But we plan to do book tours. I think we said every 6 months. We'll just have to see. Like I said, this was my first bookshelf tour. I keep saying book tour. But this might be the only time that we record at my house because Chelsea's not here, and my house isn't really baby friendly with all my cats and dogs. Alright, that concludes my tour. I hope you enjoyed it as well as I did, even though it was probably horrible for you guys. I had to see how the camera angle works. I need a better tripod. And I hope to see you on our next adventure. Bye! I really do apologize for this weird camera angle. I need a taller tripod. gosh. Ah!